Hello and welcome once again to Harrow Park Model Railway. We're looking at part 15 of the Triang Locomotive series, and this week we're looking at the Budd Railcar. This was in the catalogue, it was the number R352 for the power unit and the R232 for the dummy unit. From the start, it had I'll pull the British one forward. From the start, it had Transcontinental on the livery, and came out. Well, it was in the catalogue in 1960, but it didn't actually appear on the shelves until 1961, late 1961. Designed originally to take passengers and baggage, and it was based on a design used in North America, Canada, and the US. That's the British one. I can show you underneath. Can we see that? Oh, I've got it upside down. I'll turn around the other way. There, it just says there, Triang, built in Britain. But in 1965, this one ran until 1965. In about mid-65, it was the production stopped for the UK, and it was taken out of the catalogue the following year. And in 1965, it started being exported to North America. I've got an American one here. And if we turn that one around, it's upside down as well. If we turn that one around, you could see the difference. The UK one at the bottom for the British market has got Triang, built in Britain, whereas the American one at the top, it says built in Britain, but Triang has been blanked off. That was blanked off because the US market was repackaged into AT&T boxes in the US. And another thing we can see here, it's probably not so good with this camera, but the silver is a different silver. The British one, which is lying at the bottom, is a very dull silver, whereas the ones for the export to the US, they're a more brighter silver. Also, the couplings. The left one, as you see here, has got the UK couplings, and the one on the right has got the American couplings, which is not a problem, because if you run the American units on a British layout, they're not going to be coupled to anything else, and they can be run as 1, 2, or 3 units in a train. That was the British one. As I said, that one was first appeared in 1961 on the shelves, and the dummy version, so it could run as a double unit, was only one run on that one, and that was taken out. In 1962. Yeah, 1962. Whereas the motorized version ran to 1965, which explains why the dummy version is very difficult to get. The one that I've got, the one I just showed you, this one here, is from 1963, because from 1963 it had interior lighting. Right, now we're going to look at some of the export versions that never appeared in the UK. Two I have missing is the Canadian National, the CN, and the Trans-Australian. I don't have those two, but I've got the rest of the ones used in the USA. This one is the Santa Fe. It's just identical to the UK one, except they don't have, none of them have the red band along the top, but they have different livery names. This one's the Santa Fe, and the Santa Fe was the only one for the US market which had stickers on the end. I'm trying to focus that in and just make it out Santa Fe. The others, and there's another one, look. The others are blank. Right. That was the Santa Fe. Of course, I had the Santa Fe that I've got was actually a dummy unit, but the where was it? The Reading Company. I got two of those, and they were both with motors. So it's an easy thing to change the motors over to a dummy bogie, and I was able to have the Reading Company running with a motor in it. And the Santa Fe, I just showed you, there's the Reading Company. That's identical to the Santa Fe, just the name's different. That's the motor unit. See the motor there. The Santa Fe. There's another Reading Company one. This one's a dummy unit. These all came out in about 1965. None of them have got Triang on the bottom. It's all blanked out. And they don't have the lighting units. But they all of them got one thing in common. They all had seating from the very beginning in 1961. But the ones for the continent, for the American continent, came out in 1965. And they ran until 1971. And there's the Chesapeake and Ohio with the monogram on there. Identical to the UK one. That's except the livery. The livery is the only difference. But the model itself is identical, except obviously it's got the US couplings and Triang blanked out. That was the dummy unit. And there's the motor unit of the same one. There's shows that the motor unit's identical. I think it's actually even the bottom plate is identical to the UK one. If I put them both together, the screws are different, although it could be later screws, I'm not sure. But there's very little difference between the American export ones and the original UK one. That was Chesapeake and Ohio. And here is Northern Pacific. Northern Pacific is one of the harder ones to get, apparently, but I managed to get 4 of them. So that's a dummy unit. I run the others as two unit trains, and this one as a 3 unit train. That's another dummy one, Northern Pacific. And my last one, in front of me here is Northern Pacific again with the motor unit. So I run that one as a 3 unit train, and the Chesapeake and Ohio as 2, the Reading Company as 2, the Santa Fe as a single unit, and the UK Transcontinental as a single unit. Now I mentioned before that the ones for the American market were put into new packaging. I'm trying to show the packaging. Wait a minute. I'll lift that up a bit. Right. AT&T. And this one has never been opened. The cellophane is sealed, and it's actually, because the cellophane is shrunk over the years, it's actually warped the box a little bit. But yeah, it says that. AT&T Corporation, Model Railroad Products, precision engineered in HO scale. is actually OO scale, isn't it? No, wait a minute. The Transcontinental stuff was in HO scale. The UK stuff was OO scale, right? American Train and Track Corporation, and then it's got the address there, 5th Avenue, New York, made in England. But no mention of Triang, just made in England and then put into AT&T boxes. And that shows its original box. On the back side, there's nothing on the back of the box. The end might be interesting. The end of the box might be interesting. Let's have a look at that. Right, and what we got? Oh, I'll try and get it into view. Right, precision engineered and accurate scale. AT&T RDC. And it says there, Northern NP, Northern Pacific. Number 10 was Northern Pacific, and it was $4.98, and that's for the dummy unit. Number 15 was Northern Pacific Power Unit, and the one with the power unit was $10.98. So roughly about double the price for the motor version as opposed to the dummy version. So that was including the one in the box. That's 4 Northern Pacifics, and then we had the Chesapeake and Ohio, and then we had the 2 Reading Company, and then the Santa Fe, and then the original English one with the lighting unit in it, which is a slightly grayer plastic. So that's my 10 Budd rail cars. What to say? The dummy was number R352, and the motor unit was R352, and I think that's about it now. Except to say that the American range was dropped by the end of 1971. Next week, what we got coming next week? Next week, we're looking at a little industrial locomotive, the Nelly, with the blue, the yellow, the red, and the black versions. And we'll be looking at that next week. Okay, thanks for looking in, and bye-bye for now.